here. Where did this come from?
From ancient times.
It's when the horses carried the
Yes.
fire trucks, and the Dalmatians kept the horses in line. Sometimes they had these rigged up where firefighters would carry the truck, and there'd be a burner in the back, a steam engine that would help to put the water out of the hoses. I'm still learning all this stuff, but we have this 1922 Ford Model T triple combination pumper. Very old. And yeah, Buffalo Fire Appliance.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah?
Here's our international place with international patches and badges. There are some from Sweden, some from Norway, England. So people who have old fire stuff sometimes call us up and, do you want this? And we would like to show the world the history of fire departments and things, but we don't take junk, you know.
Of course.
But, this is all dedicated to Chief Clarence Nimmerfro, whom I didn't know, but he had a huge impact on the Minneapolis Fire Service. And someone else at the museum could say more than that. I didn't know him, but he's got a whole cabinet here.
Nice.
With his badges and his uniform.
Yeah.
Clarence L. Nummerforth became Minneapolis Fire Chief in 1971. His strong desire to have a fire museum in Minneapolis. Its purpose was to perpetuate memories of early firefighting by preserving this collection, and that's what we're trying to do, to honor the memories of firefighters past. Some of their helmets are up there. And we have a heavy Minneapolis Fire Department influence because this is Minneapolis, and they have donated so much to the museum. This is a replica of Fire Station number 8's little living room, not living room, maybe kitchen, where the firefighters would sit around having coffee, and then the bell would go and we'd go jump in a truck.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're doing inventory, so there were a lot of badges in here. We're going through inventory of all of our artifacts and also monitoring the air quality, the temperature, the humidity, and making sure our artifacts are preserved, rather than being just a place to dump your old fire stuff.
Yeah.
And so here we have interactive kid stuff. I can turn this on for you if you like.
Oops.
Whoops. But we have a video there, and the kids can pretend they're driving and turn on the lights.
Nice.
Another one over here, a little ladder for the kids. And then they see the TV screen up there and can pretend they're really driving.
This is massive.
We've got patches from all over, and this ladder truck is amazing.
Yeah.
All the ladders are wood. Back in the day, they were wood because you can see if a ladder's been charred, if the wood is burned. And on a steel or aluminum ladder, you can't tell if the integrity of the ladder has been compromised. So this is an amazing old ladder truck from
Still in good shape.
Minneapolis. Yeah.
Great
It's
shape.
been restored, and I'm a new one here. My elders could tell a lot more about it,
Yeah.
It's just a pretty cool project to be involved with, and I'm trying to make more fire prevention education
Nice.
available for the kids and the families that come.
Absolutely.
So this was an old ladder that we'd throw on the roof and climb up, TikTok.
Ah,
Yeah, and then big ladders here. Yeah,
smoke helmet. See? Here, smoke helmet here. Inside, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a helmet.
and that was probably one of our masks. I think this is empty right now.
An
but-
oxygen breathing apparatus.
Mhm.
I don't know what that is, but not sure what that is.
These were holding us on to the apparatus as it drove down the street as we were trying to put our breathing gear on and our coat and our helmet on. But we didn't used to always get to ride in the truck. We often had to ride on the side.
So what do you call it?
What's that?
Each van or car, what do you call it?
Truck. This is a ladder truck.
Uh-huh.
Engines have the water that you can pump out.
Yeah.
This is, we used to use it for fire truck rides for kids. But engines have water that come out of the truck itself and can spray onto the fire.
Yeah.
Trucks can have different purposes.
Yeah.
We have tenders that just carry water nowadays where there aren't hydrants.
Yeah. A lot of tools.
A lot of tools,
So,
forcible entry tools, old tools and new tools.
so people are not stuck.
Right,
Yeah? So you can find a way.
find a way in.
Where there is fire, you have to make a way.
Yeah, and then down here are some more older things. This is a replica of a hose tower where we would take our wet hoses and let them dry off.
Ah,
We'd have extras to pack on the truck.
these are solid.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's fabric.
It looks alive.
Some of our old breathing apparatus.
Yeah,
Looks
ready,
like
ready,
wartime, right?
ready to snorkel. Just
Yep.
kidding.
And then all of the different nozzles.
Yeah.
So you have the wide ones that can spray foam really widely. Then you have the narrow ones. If you have a fire far away that you need to hit hard, you can hit it with more water.
Yeah.
These are more fogging nozzles.
And what is foam made of? You know?
You would ask me that.
No, I'm terrible.
An FFFA. Yeah.
Yeah,
This was
Some
an
chemistry.
old truck that took the smoke out of buildings and put it outside. So
Nice.
it would extract the smoke from the buildings.
yeah.
And this is smoke extractor, 1926.
Ah, seriously?
Yep.
Cannot be. Wow.
So we're trying to preserve the history, so.
That's quite old.
Uh-huh.
It's almost 100 years. That's,
We've got our fire extinguisher display over here.
so this place is also ready when there is fire. You can protect the fire.
Here,
fighting.
no, nothing here is gonna come out of here for a fire. We've got Minneapolis down the road. So some of your newer fire extinguishers, we always recommend
Are
an
those-
ABC.
Are they empty?
Yes, fire extinguisher for the home. It will extinguish regular things, it'll extinguish grease and oil, and it will extinguish electrical.
Wow.
But the biggest thing, if you don't have a fire, you don't need an extinguisher. So our number one lesson is to keep anything that can burn
Away.
3 feet away from anything that gets hot.
Yes.
It's pretty simple.
Yes, I try to do that. And I also think whenever I make something about like fireproof materials and so on, yeah, do you happen to know some fireproof materials, or like where would one stumble upon that? Or it's interesting, right?
I don't know
Like
that
when
there
you
are
build something,
fire-proof
no, but
materials, but fire
at least as a
resistance.
concept, yeah. When the words exist, the fireproof. Of course, there are fireproof stuff.
2-hour fire-rated walls and
Yeah,
some of that.
and there is a gradient.
Yep.
There's a scale of flammability to
Combustibility to ignitability.
too many, yeah. So there's a whole range.
These are the fire buckets that they used to use back in the day. Every household had a fire bucket. And if there was a fire, at least out east, this is what they tell me. They'd bring their fire bucket full of water and they'd pass it down the line and
That's in the olden
put
days,
it on the
right?
fire. In the olden days, yeah, the old leather one would be one of those.
And,
But every family had a bucket.
and is it true with the extinguisher? If once you start using it to be empty, or you can use it again?
Use it till it's done.
So you cannot reuse it. I mean, once
You
it's
can-
empty, it's empty.
You can get it
No,
refilled.
no. I mean, once you start using it, that's it. You want
Use it
if
all.
if you leave it, it will be empty. Is
Once
that
you
true?
use it all, and make sure.
No,
the
but suppose
fire's
you
out.
haven't finished. I mean, suppose a fire stopped before finishing it. What happens to the?
Then it
remnants?
needs to be taken to a fire extinguisher contractor, and they can refill it if it's dry chemical or
Yeah.
mostly they're dry.
But are you
chemical
saying the
anymore.
rest of the rest of the amount will just?
It's basically baking soda, so it's not harmful to the environment.
No, my point is, can you use it over different times or not? Like,
If you use it, bring it in to be serviced, and they can refill it and make it good again. But if you use it, it's done until you refill it.
but why? Why?
Because next time it might not have the
Enough?
pressure.
Okay.
It might not have enough
Got it.
agent to extinguish the fire, and you might think it does, and it doesn't. So it's got to be ready.
Correct.
Just like every fire truck. I mean, when we get back from a call, we have to wash the fire truck. We have to check all of our self-contained breathing apparatus and check the ladders and make sure everything's ready to go.
Yes.
Because you might get back from a call and barely finish up your truck, and then you get another call, and you have to be ready and have it good to go.
Yes. Waterous hose cart. Waterous.
Waterous hose cart.
Interesting adjective. Waterous.
Waterous. It is waterous.
Not watery.
No, it's waterous.
Hose. Hose.
The company began in 1884 as the Waterous Engine Works Company, founded Charles H. Waterous on Brantford, Ontario, Canada.
And which road is that? It's 35.
Oh, we've been on that already several times.
And what? Yeah. What is it?
This-
Special for firefighting?
No, the bridge collapsed. 15 years ago. It just fell down. I'll turn the lights on in here for you.
Thank you.
Find them. I think they're around the corner. Where's my phone?
It's visible from here. It's fine. It's fine. It's visible. Ah, you up? Nice. You turn it on.
So it starts, the whole thing took 81 minutes, and here's 0 minutes. Everything has changed. That day, I was on my way to a firefighter softball game,
Yeah.
and I heard on my radio the 35W bridge collapsed. I'm like, no way, I heard that wrong.
Wow.
I went to my softball game, and there were so many lights and sirens going to this. It's like, yeah, it was a big thing. But after 9/11, I learned, and many of us learned, not to self-dispatch, because a lot of people showed up at 9/11 and they didn't know how to manage all the people that just freelanced and showed up.
Yeah.
But some of them did that with this, and
Do we know why it collapsed?
it was structurally unstable, and
It's an old bridge.
it's an old bridge, and some of the inspections called that out, and nothing was done.
Yeah.
So now Minnesota is paying a lot more attention to bridges and bridge maintenance. This was rush hour. I've been over that bridge that day. You and I have been over this bridge every day getting you downtown.
But
And
after they had it rebuilt.
after we had it rebuilt, yes. So 6 minutes, like time froze. That's a picture of it. People came from all around, scuba divers and rescue teams, and there wasn't a lot of time. You know, if a bridge falls down and there are people trapped in their cars or whatever, you do what you have to do to get it done.
So have they managed to rescue some people?
Yeah. Let's see, I think only, I don't want to quote it wrong, I think only 8 people died in this crash, and it was rush hour. It
Wow.
wasn't a crash, it was a collapse.
Good. Amazing.
Yeah.
When was it?
It was 2007, April 1st, August 1st, 2007. So in the olden days, I heard from someone else, they used to shoot bullets at the fire, thinking that would put it out. And that's what this is. Shoot a bullet at it, it'll go out.
For real?
Yeah.
And
Well, we
that's
didn't
likely
know.
to worsen it,
We didn't know.
especially if you shoot the wrong thing, like tank or something.
Yeah. And all the old apparatus that, you know, maybe you could see something, heat censored.
Yeah.
And then now we've got them light to this so we can do our, you know, heat sensor. Now they even have them in the helmets that are a lot lighter than this.
How long does it take to train a new potential firefighter?
I don't know the hours, but it's upwards of 100 hours.
Wow. So,
And then all the gear, not this gear, but
no
the firefighting gear that you
modern
put them
gear,
in,
yeah.
it's very expensive to train a new firefighter.
Yeah. And how different is new gear?
Well, come back and I'll show you. I love these copper ones. Oh, and these were more of the same. You'd pull this off and shoot this at the fire. old time fire extinguishers. All the pictures you see of the horses bringing the
Right.
steamers to the fires. A lot of Minneapolis pictures here. So you know Vito, when he started at the fire department, I think he didn't have this thing, but he had just a coat. And you went in your jeans and your long boots, and that's what you went in. So now we wear Nomex, which is lighter weight, a little more easy to move in. It's flame resistant up to, I think, 800 degrees, maybe 7, but fire burns at 1200.
And
so,
they use scuba.
yeah, self-contained,
So who-
self-contained breathing apparatus.
I'm not sure who knows this one. Who invented it first? The divers or the firefighters? Probably the divers.
Probably the divers.
Yeah.
Because we used to wear things like that were oxygen filled and
Well, both had the element of fire because they were fired up to explore the depths.
you're funny. Yep, and so these are all knobs and handles to control how much water goes out of each hose. So here's number 1, left discharge, number 3, right, number 5, number 7. So if you're driving this truck, you have to know how to get water out of every orifice of it, or you shouldn't be driving.
And still water, that's what we use for firefighting.
Yeah, we do use foam now. I can't remember what AFFF stands for, but we do use foam. It's kind of like a soap to
Yeah,
help the
but
fire
water is
stay
still there.
down.
Water is still used.
Water is the base.
Ah. Ice?
No ice. Have to wait for it to melt. So it's a cute museum.
Yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't show you our education room that I'm hoping to expand in the back there where the motorcycle is.
Wow.
So it's great to have all this history, but it's also great, excuse me, to take an opportunity to let people know how they cannot have a fire. Because the best fire is the one that doesn't happen.
Yes.
So it's,
Or the one that you use for barbecue.
oh yes, or the one you use to make your grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes, or keep you warm
Yeah.
in the middle of the desert.
So here we have our education room. We can have the children sit on the benches. My favorite is our tools and toy box. So I bring all the little tools and all the little toys in a bag. And I ask them which box do they belong in. We've got our fire starting tools up high so the kids can't reach them, but they belong in the toolbox. You know, this looks cute. Is it a tool or a toy? Is it something you should play with? Or leave it alone until a grown-up? So we teach them about lighters. A lot of kids don't know what matches look like anymore. But we teach them that they're tools for grown-ups to use.
Yes.
And then we have this house that I'm probably not going to turn on for you. But it can smoke up. So here's a kid playing in the closet with matches. And then it'll smoke up. Here is overloaded outlets. Here's a pot ignored on the stove, or lots of things plugged in. Kid in the bathtub reaching up for the radio. Not necessarily fire, but electrocution. Talk about escape planning here. Old man in the chair with a cigarette and a fireplace going. So it's an interactive tool
Fabulous.
that we can use. And over there is a display of smoke alarms. We need to change that sign.
Which one?
The one that says smoke detectors. The new name is alarm. But if you have a smoke alarm that's this color, it's too old. It needs to be replaced.
By what color?
By white.
Why?
Because smoke alarms only last for 10 years. That's all they're listed for. Even if they're hardwired, they need to be replaced.
What's wrong with the white or yellow?
Well, yellow just means it's gotten old. Nothing wrong with it. But it needs to be replaced because it's not listed to work after 10 years.
Maybe they need a fire alarm, aging alarm.
Engineering that you can design. Yeah, so this is our kids' room. It's a little messy right now.
Are there two exits from the room?
Oh.
Excellent room. That's a great fire school.
I like this one. Sometimes I can make him talk, sometimes I can't. But I'm not a ventriloquist. But kids relate to puppets. They're just kind of cool, right? I'm kind of cool.
Yes. Ta-da. Fantabulous.
Oh, one more thing. Forgot to show you. We always make sure that parents know there are really cool battery-operated candles, so they don't have to use these fire candles. Especially if they have kids or pets. You leave it on the table and whoop.
Yes,
Yeah, with this one it would be a bigger whoop. So
that's true.
just try and promote these.
Yeah, very true.
That's what I know.
Excellent.
Look in here. Open this door and see the #1 cause of fire.
What's up?
You gotta lean down.
What is inside? What is it?
It's you.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. I should clean this glass off. It hasn't been cleaned in a long time.
That's true. Well,
I'll
so
clean
is
it another day.
so is man is his worst enemy.
#1 cause of fire is undetermined. #2 cause of fire is men, women, and children. So yeah, we have a lot of parties in here, a lot of different meetings. There's technology. The Fire Sprinkler Association meets here, Fire Alarm Association. You know, I don't know, it's a really cool place, I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. What is this building?
What?
The building in the photo.
Oh,
Probably burning. Dilapidated building in the photo.
I bet that is Minneapolis, 1982 Thanksgiving Day, Dayton's fire, or Donaldson's fire.
Fire at the shoot block.
I'm gonna go turn off this hidden light over here. So we have a lot of Minneapolis merchandise. But these are our own